The red zone has been one of the most interesting areas of the Mizzou football offense to me over the last 2 years because at first glance, Missouri has been spectacular at it. In 2023, they finished third in scoring percentage in the red zone on red zone drives, 96.55%, third in the nation. 2024, staying in the top 10 at number 10 in scoring percentage at 92%. But when you take a deeper look at some other numbers, it reveals that Missouri really isn't all that great at it. And going into last year, it was a focus point for offense coordinator Kirby Moore. They talked about really looking at all different kinds of things, all different kind of play calls in the red zone, including things from the NFL that they could borrow. And they really only decreased in their success rate in it. In 2023, they were 61st in touchdown scoring percentage. So the amount of drives they actually scored touchdowns on compared to field goals or turnover on downs or interceptions, fumbles. And then in 2024, they go down one spot, 62nd in touchdown scoring percentage and staying right at 62%. So it's interesting that, again, it was such a focus area and they couldn't improve in it. And so I wanted to take a look at some key pieces that could help them improve in that area in this upcoming season because I do think they have the pieces to make it work and make some big jumps in that area. So first off, I mean, the main thing, this really isn't something to be certain of, but Bo Prabula or Sam Horn, really, you just need them to be able to be a good decision maker. I think that's going to be the key for the quarterbacks down there past the 20. And then the first reason for optimism is that Brett Norfleet, if he stays healthy, will definitely be a big plus for this area. Massive pass catcher. And another massive pass catcher they're adding to this is Gavin Hoffman from Iowa. And just like Norfleet, has the same size as him. And Gavin Hoffman, at least from his practice tape as Iowa, even though it's practice tape, really showed off some good ability as a 50-50 catcher with his big target size. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. And then also Jude James at H-back. Eli Drinkwitz mentioned in the spring that Jude James had a spectacular summer. And when I talked to tight ends coach Durham Cato this past Sunday, he talked about how Jude James was finding a role at H-back. And so, especially with James' ability as a receiver and then being able to block in the backfield as well, could definitely help with the run game down there and then also being able to go out on play action as a receiver. So I think Jude could definitely find a role in that because right now the top half of that depth chart for the tight end group is pretty heavy between Brett Norfleet, Jordan Harris, and then probably one of Gavin Hoffman or Vince Brown also getting a significant amount of playing time. And then next up, that wide receiver. I mean, the big thing here is losing Theo Weiss, a really great 50-50 ball aggressive catcher. So that's definitely someone they're losing there. But I think as people have already started to notice, I think Donovan Alubade could be a really great weapon there. Another guy that could find himself a somewhat niche role in the red zone down there. Really reliable catcher, great route runner. And again, as people saw on social media the other day, his ability for a great catch, like the one-handed one he had in practice on the first day of practice for fall camp. And then Joshua Manning has been training to be a big target. We talked about learning from Theo Weiss on those 50-50 catches. So I think that will definitely be a big part of his role. And then finally, last year they had Marcus Carroll, and I think Ahmad Hardy can be just as powerful down in the red zone for Missouri this season. Can definitely push through guys, massive quads on that guy, and I think he can push through the line. So definitely interested to see how this all plays out. Interested to ask Eli Drinkwitz and some other members of the staff as we hear from them more before the season if it's still a focus area and what they think of how the team did last year and there and how they want to improve in that area. So will be fun to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.